Hello YouTube, this is Grodot333. Happy Valentine's Day. My name is Kelly. For the new subscribers, I'll try and go into a little bit of a background. And then I was tagged by Felicia. I praise him 06. I have 25 questions to answer. And this will be a good way for you guys to get to know me better. I liked the questions. I thought it was interesting. So I was banded June 20th, 2011. I am approximately, I think I'm 34 weeks out, and I have lost 0 pounds. I have to smile, because if not I'd cry. I started the journey, and when I say the journey, I say the decision to have the surgery at 265. By the time I had surgery, I was 240. I lost some weight during the 6-month waiting period that you have to do for insurance, and then I lost some weight in the liquid diet prior to surgery. So after surgery, I was 240. I had lost 5 pounds in 8 months, and that is it. And then I just gained those 5 pounds back, so I am back up to 240. I do have a lot of health issues. I'm not looking to make excuses, but it is what it is. I have thyroid condition, diabetes, and the big one is PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which makes it very difficult to lose weight, and my nutritionist says that's what's keeping me from losing the weight, that I have to work 3 times harder than everybody else. I've gone down 4 sizes from all the working out, but I don't know if you can tell. I'm sure that you can. I am very bloated from all the steroids. I had surgery in December, a hysterectomy, and then I got sick. I have severe asthma. So I've gotten 5 shots of steroids. I've been taking prednisone for over a month. I'm just on a ton of meds and I'm a mess, but whatever. Quitting is never an option. I will reach my goal at some point, but clearly this is going to be a longer journey to reach goal than I thought it would be. The goal is to get healthy. The diabetes is gone, so small non-scale, well, it's not small, but non-scale victories I have come across along the way. Okay, let me get to the questions so that this isn't a long video. Are you a morning person? Very much so. Even when I go on vacation, I think the latest that I sleep is 8 o'clock. I'm up every morning at 5 in the morning. I leave my house at 6:15, and I don't get home till 6 o'clock at night. So I have a long day. I have 2 young children, but my body, I have a body clock. So I have found that it just works better to, my sleeping in on a weekend is 7 o'clock. But I also feel like I'm wasting the day if I get up late. You know, I've got a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it in. So I need to get up early and make the best of my day. Do you collect anything? I can't think of anything that I truly collect, although my husband might disagree. But the only thing, when I first read this question or heard this question, first thing I thought of is my children's hearts. You know, I mean, they mean everything to me, and that's what's important, and I can't think of anything else that I collect. Favorite childhood TV show? I'm going to say Bugs Bunny. You know, I didn't have much of a childhood, so Bugs Bunny is what I got to go with. What do you think about before falling asleep? I try and pray every night before I fall asleep. I've had a really tough last 6 months. A lot of bad things happen, but bad things happen to good people. They wrote a book about it. So I pray at night. I try and be thankful for the things that I have. I try and go to bed with an attitude of gratitude, but I do want to ask God to watch over me and my family and my kids, and I believe in the higher power, and I feel like, you know, the things that I've gone through in my life, I've never felt alone because I always knew God was there, and I want to try and instill that in my children. So I pray, and lately I've been praying an awful lot. Favorite color? I don't know if I have one. I mean, I used to dress in black all the time, but now I'm into color. You know, I just feel like color makes you pop for dressing. I like colorful things, so I don't really have one favorite one. I mean, I like bright colors. I like aqua. I like yellow. I like red. I like all the colors. I like the rainbow. Are you addicted to any computer or video games? Absolutely not. I am not a computer or video game person. I am an outdoors girl. Been an athlete my whole life. I mean, I just love to be outside, and thank God that's carried over with my kids. I got some outdoor kids. They don't want to be in watching TV. They don't want to be on the computer. Rain, sleet, snow, or shine, my kids want to be outside, and that's how I am. You know, I worked in construction for 6 years. That's one of the other questions, so let me wait on that. But I worked outside. So, I mean, I just love being outside. I love being active. I love playing sports. Do you have any bad habits? Definitely, I would say that I do have a difficult time of getting rid of certain things. My husband would call me a clutter bug. My house is not dirty, it's clean, but I do have some clutter, and I do need to go through it. I just haven't had a whole lot of time. And the other thing that I would say is a bad habit is I speak my mind sometimes before thinking, but I've gotten much better at that as I've aged. I definitely think and deliver my truths a lot better. Do I have any siblings? My life is complicated. I have 7 siblings. I have half siblings, whole siblings, step siblings. I got siblings. That's that answer. Do I have any tattoos or piercings? Yes, I have a tattoo. I would like to show it to you, but I'd have to drop my drawers to do it. So I don't know if you could see it. So let me describe it to you, and then maybe in another video I'll show you my tattoo. My tattoo is right here. I'll try and drop my drawers out of frame and then come back over. But it's a cross and a rose vine going down it. And the cross represents my grandmother, who has passed away 7 years now. And the 2 roses represent my 2 daughters, yellow being Jessica and pink being Allison. And then I have their names written, one on top and one on the bottom of the art piece. I love it. I got my first tattoo when I was 37 years old. And when I achieve my goal, I will get another tattoo. Not sure what it's going to be, but I know that I want to do that to symbolize that I have attained a goal that I've worked really hard for. What is your dream vehicle? You know, I don't really have one. You know, I like a big car. If I could have one, I'd like the luxury and all of the bells and whistles. But there's no one car out there that, oh my gosh, I'd love to have. I just don't think about it. I drive a minivan now, so anything would be a step up. What famous person do people say you look like? Okay, so I've heard Gina Davis. Don't know why, but I've heard it. And Minnie Driver in the movie Circle of Friends. If you haven't seen it, it's a good movie. It's an old one. But I would agree a little bit because of the curly hair, and Minnie Driver was pleasantly plump in that movie. So obviously I'm heavier, but in that movie she was heavier with the really curly hair, and a lot of people used to say, oh, you look like Minnie in that movie. So whatever. What's your favorite rose? I love flowers. Roses are beautiful. I guess I tend to say that I prefer carnations if you're going to get me a flower piece because they last longer. But if I had to pick a favorite rose, I'd have to choose between the yellow that have like red tips or the lavender ones that almost look gray. They're like a light lavender. The yellow ones I have as a rose bush in front of my house. But I just love flowers. They're bright, they're fresh, and they make me smile. So I try and bring flowers to work at my desk when I cut them from in front of my house regularly. What did you want to be when you were little? The things that I can think of is a teacher one, a lawyer, a cop. I'm none of those things. The only thing that stuck that I really wanted was to teach. But by the time I figured out that that's what I really wanted to pursue, I didn't have the money to stay in college. Graduated with the degree that I had in the hopes of I was going to go back, and I never went back because it just cost too much money, and I lived on my own. I left my house when I was 14, and I've been on my own ever since. So it is what it is. What is stashed under your bed? Under my bed is where I keep the comforters, extra blankets. I put them in those space bags, vacuum it out, and slide them under the bed. What is the first thing you notice about the opposite sex? I'm going to say their smile and their eyes. But I am a woman that likes to appreciate the human body, and I'm comfortable with my sexuality, and I'm okay about talking about it, so I definitely check men out. And I have been known to compliment a few, go up and compliment a few. I don't see anything wrong with that, and I compliment women as well. If I see a beautiful woman and I like her dress, I'll say, hey, that's a pretty dress, I like that. I think far too many people are quick to judge and say negative things, and not enough people share the positive things. And you never know, maybe you made somebody's day. You don't know what they were feeling when you went up and gave them that compliment. As long as it's genuine, I think it's great. Are you messy or clean? I'm going to say in between. It's one of the biggest issues me and my husband have is my clutter. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? I would have to be by water. I live on Long Island, so I'm only 20 minutes from the beach. I have a pool in the backyard, and I don't know why, but I have always felt power and gotten power from the water. I am a lover of nature. I love it, and water especially, just listening to the waves hit. And it doesn't even have to be waves. I've lived around lakes. Just the way the sun or the moon glistens off the water, or, you know, I used to go to work before I had kids. I'd leave work, go to the beach, and bring a book or bring a journal. I just love the water. What is your favorite song? I don't know if I could pick one song that I love. I mean, growing up, I always had a theme song that I used to say was Whitesnake's Here I Go Again on my own, because I feel like that's how I lived my life, on my own. But now I just appreciate music and the messages and the powerful messages that they can express through music. Celebration, sadness, I mean, all of it. Do you have any hidden talents? I say I am the jack of all trades and masters of none. I just dabble in a lot of different things. I think I'm a great cook, love to cook, clearly love to eat too much too, but I'm using my creativity of cooking to come up with healthier recipes. I've been an athlete my whole life, so I know that's one of my talents. I'm great at designing my own nails. You know, it saves me money. I paint my own nails, and then I can actually do all the designs on every hand. And I'm I love to box, and I think I'm pretty good at it. So did my boxing instructor. And I know how to fix a lot of things. I worked in construction. Again, I'll get to that at the next question. And that's how I learned how to fix a lot of things. What is one thing most people don't know about you? Okay, that's it. I worked 6 years in construction for the line gang, for the phone company. I used to climb telephone poles with gaffs. And I used to hold as much as 60 to 80 pounds on my tool belt as I climbed 25 feet up in the air and worked. And, worked with a ton of other tools, and I put the telephone poles in, I put the telephone poles out, and I would use the chainsaw to cut the poles down as I was on my gaffs. You know, you got used to it, but it taught me a lot. I learned a lot. Wasn't always easy being the only woman, but definitely learned a lot. Got some thick skin. What is your favorite movie? I love movies. Love movies. But I have to say, if I'm going to pick my favorite movie of all time, it's going to be The Notebook. If you haven't seen it, you have to rent it. What is the origin of your name? You know, I had it printed out, and I forgot to bring it in here. And I think it said war, strength, strife. It's a Gaelic and Irish name, Kelly. So, I don't know, go figure. What is the last text on your cell phone? My cousin texted me, Happy Valentine's Day, I love you. Oh, I'm gonna cry. She lives in Florida, and I really miss her. And I just lost a cousin who passed away very young, so sorry, that's what that's from. Who are 7 YouTubers you would like to meet? I don't know if I'd like to pinpoint down because there's so many that I'd like to meet. Luckily, I got to meet a lot of them when I went to the Atlantic City meet and greet, actually the East Coast meet and greet in Atlantic City last summer, or October it got moved to, and this year it's going to be August 18th at the same location. But I met some amazingly wonderful people, and some of the people that got me started on YouTube. I mean, Sky Moon 1982, Melanie is the one that pointed me to YouTube because we share the same doctor. Exit Melanie. And so those are the people that I met. You know, I'd love to meet Banded Wendy. I mean, watch her constantly. I'd love to meet, God, there's just so many. I would love to meet I Spire, Jen. I haven't watched her in a while. Love to meet New Toy for Katie. There's so many that I'd love to meet. I don't want to keep naming because I don't want to leave anybody out, but there's a ton of wonderful people that I watch regularly that inspire me, that I'd love to meet, and I could just imagine how amazing they are in person. That's the one thing I will say about the East Coast meet and greet, just an awesome vibe. The tickets went on sale early and they sold out in 3 weeks. 80 tickets sold out in 3 weeks. That's how good it was last year. Who will you tag? I don't know. I have to think about it. Maybe Cindy, Sin Through Thick and Thin. Maybe Melanie, Sky Moon, 1982. You know, some of the people that I chat with back and forth, I'd like to tag. That we have a dialogue online. You know, Philly Tomcat, maybe. I'm not sure. But I'm definitely going to tag some people. Okay, that's it. That's going to be it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was a chance to get to know me better. Hope you all had a very happy Valentine's Day. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.